Democratic lawmakers in California, Connecticut, Maryland, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and New York all pushing the plan. But Star Parker says the assault on law-abiding gun owners has got to stop. Star, thanks for joining us. Break it down. What's the plan? What are they proposing today?
Well, now it's liability insurance. These politicians are doing everything they can to violate the Second Amendment and actually control a person's right to bear arms. When you think about it, these are Democrats that have wanted to have gun control for an awful long time. When you think about the reasons that they're saying that they want us gun owners to own liability insurance is so that they can, pay for these accidents. Well, there are a lot of accidents. There are accidents with alcohol. Are we now going to have these government officials come into homes and regulate whether you have a bar in your home? There are accidents with fire. Are we going to say now that we have to get insurance to buy matches? They are out of control. This is the very reason that the founders put the Second Amendment in the Constitution, to protect us from politicians like these.
Star, I'm trying to figure the plan out. Is it they want you to require a gun owner, myself, they want me to have to carry a liability insurance in case something happens, an outside carrier, a private insurance company, and then some of the money that would be applied towards any sort of accident would come from them? Or is it the state wants to regulate it and say, you pay them a liability insurance premium, and they will use that as a fund to pay for accidents? I don't get it. Which one is it?
We don't know yet. They said they're still working out the details. Remember, these are the same Democrats that always hate the insurance companies. So you're right. They perhaps will end up in the insurance business to make sure that any gun owner, anyone that wants to buy a gun, will have to buy the insurance from them. When you think about who they say they're trying to protect, well, it's the victim of an accident. No, that will open up a reason for more tort reform, because what we'll start seeing is anytime there's a little accident, then yes, they're going to go after you. Look at what happens when we're forced to buy auto insurance. These are the same politicians that are using auto insurance as the example for why we should now have liability insurance over owning a gun, which is a Second Amendment right. I mean, we're not talking about a car that you have to purchase. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you have a right to own a car. But when you look at this auto insurance argument, the people that are being hurt the hardest are the poor. They're the ones that have trouble buying auto insurance. And it doesn't stop people from driving uninsured. So the state still pays into this. These are the same politicians that don't have any problem, with the state or taxpayers paying for people that are irresponsible drug users or that are irresponsible sexually, so they're going on welfare. But all of a sudden, if your right to bear arms in your private home, most people who are responsible gun owners have insurance if they have a permit to carry. Most people who have a gun in their home also have insurance over their home. So if anything happens in the home. No, this is an attempt to take away the Second Amendment protections for bearing arms.
A very good point you made. We looked at the NRA website. There's places where you can buy additional insurance, and up to $100,000 worth of insurance costs $165 per year. This isn't cheap, Star. I got to go, but it's an important thing, and I guess this would encompass all gun owners. All gun owners, right?
It does. And here's the problem with that. When they go after the Constitution, it's either all guns or no guns. And they want no guns. And we have to fight. There are 300 million gun owners in this country, and they need to fight for this right.
Star Parker, fighting a good fight. Thank you, Star. So is forcing gun owners to buy insurance even legal? Attorney Rosemary Arnold says yes, it's legal, and Remy Spencer says absolutely not. What do you mean, Rosemary? It's legal? Forcing people to buy insurance?
Of course it's legal. That whole Second Amendment argument is nonsense. You have a right to have a civil trial, but you have to pay a filing fee to a court if you want to file a civil complaint. Just because they want you to have insurance, it's because they want accountability. They're not taking away your right to bear arms. They're saying bear them responsibly.
They're just going to tax it.
They're going to tax
another
it.
Form of tax.
They're going to make it so much more difficult for anybody who wants to buy a gun. Look, this is not the same thing as a driver's or a car insurance or filing a lawsuit. This is a constitutional amendment. And we all know as lawyers that when we talk about infringing upon someone's constitutional rights, there is a stricter scrutiny involved. Here's the thing. If this law passes, which I don't think it will, because these other states that you mentioned at the top of the show, they've all been trying to pass these laws since 2002, 2003. None of them have been successful. This one, if it passes because people are feeling emotional and passionate about what we've seen in the schools in the recent past, the Sandy Hook tragedy, then I think this law will be struck down without question in the courts.
Rosemary, Remy makes a very good point. In the Constitution,
Which
it
one is
says
that?
the one where it says the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. Isn't requiring someone to have liability insurance or excess liability insurance infringing on my right to own a gun?
Not when you balance it with other people's rights to have a remedy. You have a right to have a civil trial. Like I said before, a gun is a dangerous instrumentality. It's not a car. A car is meant to get you back and forth from work. A gun is made to hurt someone.
Here's the problem.
Wait, hold on. A person's right to have a remedy?
A person's right to have, you hurt somebody. These insurance laws are designed to make sure that if you hurt somebody, there is some place there for them to get made whole. In this community, in this society, I'm sorry is said with money.
Here is
That's how
the
you do
problem
it.
with the argument. And Rosemary, I know you to be an outstanding attorney, and you're a very smart woman.
Thank you.
But respectfully, I disagree with that argument, because there are remedies already. There are restrictions. Every state in this nation controls how and who people can buy guns, how they can be purchased, how they can be carried. And even further than that, we don't need insurance companies to be paying out large sums of money when we have civil causes of action that can make people whole if there is some sort of negligence or recklessness on the part of the gun
Rosemary,
owner.
very quickly, what if I'm a gun collector? What if I don't even ever plan on using the gun? I got to buy insurance?
Then the insurance company is going to give you a reduced rate if you keep it nice and locked up when nobody else is going to get it, or when you get robbed, it's in the back of your closet when nobody is going to find it. And that's why it promotes accountability.
It's going to make it harder to buy a gun, and it's going to make insurance companies rich. Neither of those are good things.
I can't even imagine how much they're going to start jacking up the prices of this additional coverage. We're going to leave it there. Rosemary Arnold and Remy Spencer. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
All right, this just in. For $7 million